Hey everyone, it's Disco here. Today we're going to talk about gardening in Valedale. Gardening is pretty lucrative for a variety of reasons. Now, my garden, I have unlocked all of the garden plots in the Path of Terra, I believe it's Path of Terra. Yeah. Path of Terra has all of your craft or your gardening recipes and your gardening abilities. Um, and again, as I was saying, it's very lucrative. So, one of the first tips I'm going to say with gardening is you can hit a lot of your garden plots without moving. And it took me, I didn't realize this at first, and I was like walking around all of my little garden plots. So, another thing you'll see is I have a specific pattern that I have everything planted, and this is to get rare plants, which you'll see this one right here. We've got one of the rare ones. I can't even remember what it's called. It's the Druid Sorrow. And then the other one that you can see over here, that's the Lumopetal. Um, and these two are the rare flowers, the rare plants that you can get that are needed to craft some of the other recipes. So, to start, what we're going to do is we're going to start planting. So, what I do is I just pick a spot, and I'm going to go over here, and I do Flax Chamomile Flax and all of these guys. And so I just click it again. See, it gives you your list of plants that you can plant. And then these are fertilizers that you can use. One of them is for doubling the output. Another one is a rare plant to increase your chance to get a rare plant. And another one is for reducing the growth time. So I'm going to plant flax, and you can add a fertilizer here at this point. If you want to add a fertilizer later, you can come back to this plant and add a fertilizer. You don't have to do it at the first time. So, see, like I can click on it again, and it says, hey, there's something growing here. I can dig it out, but then I can also click a fertilizer to add to it if I so wanted to. So then we'll go and do chamomile, and then we'll do flax again. And as you see, I don't have to move around. I can just stay in one spot. Now, as you're planting or as you're harvesting, oops, see this, sometimes that's something that happens when you don't walk around because the boundary. So if you can see my little cursor, I've got it over where it starts to turn into a hand. That's going to be my flax, even though it's not even touching the crop. So click it again, and we've got flax. So, and I can do it on this side. And to get the rare plants, there's a specific combination of, or specific conditions, essentially. You have to have either flax and chamomile next to each other, bee balm and chamomile next to each other, bee balm and flax next to each other, and then moss and rubia next to each other. I'll put those up in I'll put it down in the description of the video also, but I'll put a little text thing up when I go to edit this video. Um, those are your combinations, and that's why you can see I've got like moss here, and you see how far away I am when I'm moss, rubia, and then moss. So one of the best parts about gardening is once you've leveled up your Path of Terra, there's certain tracks in Path of Terra that give you more, but you get light with every harvest with every plant you harvest. If there's rare plants, you get, excuse me, you get more light out of those. And as I was talking about in my intro video, light is very good for Jorvik shillings. And so I am stashing light away from my, for the winter festival that's coming up soon. I also know that seeds are super fun to get, and you can get seeds as you level up your garden. You're able to get seeds just by harvesting. And then when you go over to this crafting table, once you have this crafting table unlocked, these are different recipes you can get. Light is one of the best ones because you can extract 100 light per 5 seeds. So that helps get even more Dwarvic shillings. Another thing to remember is during the Trailblazer tracks, crafting hay, which takes flax. Um, you can sit here and just craft hay forever. You'll eventually only get 10 points per time you craft, but it is a way to just farm out some points in the Trailblazer track. Also, when you do the actual gardening, you get points for your Trailblazer track as well. Um, there's I don't know. There's just so much to do with the gardening. Um, you also need all of these items for Farah's track. So let's go look at the Path of Terra real quick. So the Path of Terra, so these ones, you expand your garden. So when you first start it, you learn how to tend to the earth and you get your first access to the gardens. And as you level up this top track right here, that's when you're able to expand your gardens. There's also the ability to increase the amount of seeds you find while you are running around collecting light. Because as you're blowing through those leaf piles, which is one of my favorite things to do, more seeds will pop out of those. So those were some of the main ones that I was concentrating on. These are, I see this one, you get light, which is very helpful. You get light while you're out farming or picking up plants all over Jorvik, and you get 5 light per plant that you harvest. So you kind of passively collect light if you're picking up plants while you're running around. And then you also get horse experience by doing the same thing. And so as you see, once you expand it all the way, uh, when rare plants in Valedale are fully grown, they reward bonus light when collected, which is one of the things I noticed I was super excited about because the amount of light you get is pretty large. And once you have, if you starting to have inventory problems with your light, you can just stash your extra light in your storage. I've got a section started for light. So that is gardening in a nutshell. I feel like I'm missing out on things, but so flax is you want to grow a lot of flax for hay. You feed your horses with hay, plus stacks of hay sell for 500 Dwarvic shillings, and you get the 10 points toward the Trailblazer track when that's active. If you're still working on the Trailblazer track for this current one, that is a way to get some last minute points. Moss you will need a lot of for fertilizers. There's one of the fertilizers that only takes moss and water, water buckets like you use to water your horses with. So there's a lot of fun little things to do with the garden, and it is very profitable if you're wanting to purchase outfits and purchase other things in the game. So I guess that's it for today for gardening in Valedale. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments and we'll try to get them answered. I hope you all have a great weekend. It is the weekend, right? Yes, it's Saturday. Have a great weekend.